どうも、グンジンイングリッシュです。
ブラッドです。
今回は、外国人の友達と一緒に日本の好きなところ3選と日本の嫌いなところ3選っていうのをね、話していきたいと思います。で、皆さんにご紹介していきたいと思います。では行きましょう。グンジンイングリッシュ。
So I love a lot of things about Japan.
Yep.
You know, I think it's really hard to pick, and I don't want to be too stereotypical.
Yep.
But I think one of the top things is that the transport in Japan is incredible.
Yeah. Like bus, train.
Yeah, especially the trains.
Like including taxi? No.
I mean, taxis are alright, but I think coming from Melbourne, transport's alright.
Yep.
In Japan, it's always on time.
Yep.
If it's not on time, they're apologising and they're so sorry for it.
Announcing, sorry for the inconvenience, blah blah blah. Yep.
Exactly. A lot of trains running, and you can get everywhere without a car.
Yep.
You know,
especially in Tokyo.
Right, especially in Tokyo. Back home in Melbourne, you can live without a car, but it's kind of hard.
Yep.
And if you don't live near a station, you've got to drive to the station.
Yep.
The trains are slow and they wobble like this.
Yeah.
And it's good, but Tokyo is just so much more convenient.
Yeah.
So I think the transport is absolutely amazing here.
Yeah.
It's something that I love, and I know that I can rely on it.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. The bus is alright, but too expensive.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Is it?
It's extremely expensive.
I don't take buses so many times, so often.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much it costs,
Yeah, so I moved recently.
Yeah.
But where I used to live, it would cost 210 yen to get to the station.
From your place?
From the place I used to live.
Yeah.
So every time I just wanted to go to the station, it's 420 yen return trip.
Yeah.
That's expensive.
Yeah.
When you do it every day,
it
costs a lot of money.
Yeah, if it's every day, it's expensive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
so the transport's amazing, but the price I can complain about a little bit.
Alright.
But transport, I think, is amazing.
Yeah, I've never thought about it. Yeah, the cost. So in terms of transportation, it's good, but the cost is pretty expensive.
It is expensive.
Right.
As a student, it's not very affordable.
Right, cool. Bullet train?
Yeah.
Shinkansen?
Yeah, people say Shinkansen or bullet train.
Bullet train.
Yeah.
In English, you say...
A lot of people will just say Shinkansen.
Oh, that's
but
cool.
A lot of people say bullet train as well.
Alright, bullet train is too expensive, I guess.
It is expensive, but...
Yeah.
It is a fantastic experience. There's no security like there is at the airport. It doesn't take a long time to get to the station like it does the airport.
Yep.
It's so much more comfortable. You don't have to worry about the weight of your luggage. That even though it's expensive, I think it's worth it. I love it.
Yeah?
Like if I was to go to Osaka, I would take it. Absolutely. I wouldn't want to fly there.
Like because I used to live in Kyoto.
Yep.
So I often go back to Kyoto.
Yeah.
But I like the transportation cost, like the bullet train cost is like too much. It's like 3万 for return trip.
Yeah.
So it's quite expensive, I guess.
Yeah, you're right. It's expensive. Maybe for travel,
it's like more convenient.
It's good.
Yeah.
But if you're like commuting or you live somewhere and you need to use it often, it's too expensive.
Right. Exactly.
I remember once I had an event in Tokyo and I was on holidays in Osaka.
Yeah.
And I came back on the bullet train for one night and then went back.
Yeah.
But it was amazing because it was so convenient. And I could just get on the train, go to Tokyo, come back. I loved it. Yeah.
Like, what if like in Australia?
Yeah.
What if you want to go to Sydney, for example?
By
bullet train.
Yeah.
From Melbourne.
I mean that would be quick, but there's no bullet train, right?
There is no bullet train.
There's no bullet train. Right. But also, here's a fun fact for everyone.
Yeah.
In Australia, depending on the state, the width of the train tracks is different.
Okay.
So there's no train that runs interstate from Sydney to Melbourne because the train lines are a different width. So you have to stop. Yeah, they can't connect the systems.
For example, like Melbourne, the trains are too wide, so it can't
they're different.
fit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
remarkably silly.
What?
Yeah. They're different in Sydney and they're different in Melbourne. So it's a state difference. So you can't get a single train. You've got to stop. Yeah. So, fun fact for you all. Shows how smart we Australians are with planning
I didn't know
things.
about this, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
so silly and that's so funny.
So-
I love Australian people. I love you guys. Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
we
that's
should
the
go
problem.
to the next one.
Yeah. So,
Alright. Alright, so what's the next thing? What's the second thing that you like about Japan?
and one thing that I think is brilliant is that Japanese people follow rules. They're super organized.
Yep.
Things work.
Yeah.
At the post office, for example, they're super efficient. That it just works quickly. You go in, you say, all right, I need this. And they'll take care of it. You said something to somewhere, they'll work it out. The trains, as we've said before, they're super efficient.
Yep.
If it's a problem that I've got at, say, City Hall or something like that with registration, maybe it takes a while, but they've got a process. You go in, you get your number, you sit down, it's taken care of, and everything works. And I like that.
Yep.
That comparing it to back home, there's things that don't work.
Yeah.
Whether it's things at a train station that's broken. Or
Broken, you mean the system? Or
maybe the screen's just not on. Or things like that.
like malfunction or something.
Yeah. Like, maybe that's not on, or maybe you ask someone a question, they're like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
They're just, I don't know, and they don't look into it, they don't make an effort.
Yeah.
I think that in Japan, they do that. If you go in with a problem, they have to sort it out, and they take care of you when you do.
Yeah.
And if it's within their kind of normal processes, it's usually extremely good.
Yeah.
And that's something I think is brilliant.
Yeah.
Everything works well.
Yeah.
Even bank books.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. It's old. Like, my grandparents used to use those.
So you don't have
So in Australia, we don't have them.
anymore.
Yeah, not really.
Them online.
It's all online.
Alright.
But I think in Japan, because they made it work so well, like you go in, you put it in, it writes it all down for you, that because the system works so well, you can still use it now.
Yeah. Like even I still use it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
In Australia, you could only get that filled out, I think, at the teller. An ATM wouldn't do that.
Alright.
And so it was made very difficult, and that technology became obsolete. But in Japan, it works incredibly well.
Yeah.
Things like using PayPay, for example, I love that. I can pay my bills on it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that just work extremely well in Japan.
Yeah.
And I think that's because people are following the rules, and because people do kind of do things properly, and they don't skip corners, so they don't do a rough job. They do it well. And I think that that's a brilliant part of living here. Yeah.
I think it's like really respectful.
Absolutely.
I guess.
Yeah.
So it's cool. Yeah.
Next thing I like about Japan.
Tell me.
Alright. I love the diversity of the nature here. The different places, I should say.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nature,
So, this is comparing it to Australia. In Japan, you've got Hokkaido in the north, where you've got snow, you've got amazing scenery, it's quite flat.
Yep.
Of course, mountains in some areas. And then you contrast that to Okinawa, for example. And they're just completely different places.
Yeah.
And I love that I can be in Japan, but I can see different nature everywhere.
Yeah.
That if you are
Depending
a
on the
summer
place,
person, you can
just
go
go
down
to
south.
Okinawa,
Yeah, if you're a winter person, you go up north. And I love how from Tokyo, I can go up to maybe Gunma or even Niigata and go skiing, and it's not that far.
Yeah.
And I think that that's amazing for me. That in Australia, we've got amazing nature.
Yeah.
But the weather doesn't change that much.
Yeah.
And
It's
around a lot of the country, it's relatively similar.
Yeah.
That even if I go all the way south or all the way north,
It's hot.
it's hot during summer. Yes, like there's tropical areas, but there's no winter areas. For example, like there's very minimal places that I could go skiing. There are places.
Right.
There's 2 mountains in my my state, Victoria.
Okay.
But they're not nearly as big or as grand as Japan.
Yeah.
And it's much more expensive. And
Alright.
yeah, I think Japan's got a bit of everything, and that's what I love.
Yeah.
I think that it's amazing.
Yeah.
And so it's really exciting picking the next place to go on a holiday.
Yeah.
I think, do I want a tropical thing? Do I want a snow thing?
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
So there are many options that you can choose from.
Yeah, I think it's something for everyone.
Yeah.
That's something I like.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like, if you're a winter person, you won't enjoy Australia.
You
know. But you can be any seasonal person.
ネイチャーね。
Yeah. And every season makes it look different.
Yeah.
The seasonal changes are much more distinct in Japan.
Yeah.
You know when it's spring and you know when it's autumn. And
do you have autumn in Australia?
Yeah, we've got autumn.
And do you have like koyo?
Yeah.
That kind of things?
Sort of.
Sort of.
The trees we've got don't change colours in the same way they do here.
Yeah.
A lot of our trees will just lose leaves. They'll go a brownish colour for a little bit, but it's not nearly as beautiful as it is here.
Yeah, not like red, orange, yellow,
exactly.
green kind of, yeah.
Like, I've never thought in Australia I want to go out and see autumn colours.
Yeah. But in Japan?
In Japan, I do. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's cool. Like, really cool. Yeah.
So that's a difference that I love about Japan. Yeah, I think it's great living here for that. What do you think about that?
Nature ね.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I've never thought about it.